I'm Peter Ellis from DIF Design. I'm a creative director for the website and graphic design agency, and I welcome you to this episode of Businews.
And welcome to the show. Peter, thank you so much for being here. I'm Alfonso Santaniello, and we have Cori! How's that? Is that good?
That was good.
All right, we're getting better. Welcome to the show.
My eardrum out though.
We have some good topics for you today, even though the other half, them two don't know half the topics, so we'll...
Them too.
Them
Whatever.
too.
We can roll with it, Al.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
why you have us here.
I haven't read them yet, so
Yeah.
I'm
You're gonna wing it?
I'm gonna wing it with you guys.
Great.
First up, Adobe announced its first hardware, the Project Mighty. Basically, it's the first hardware. There are always software, even now they're going more towards cloud and monthly, whatever, but that's another topic in of itself. But the Project Mighty stylus and Napoleon ruler have showcased connecting to an iPad and iPhone over Bluetooth. The pen works much like existing style. Is it styli?
Stylus.
Yeah, but they.
No, there's.
I think it's just style.
Oh.
They did style. S-T-Y.
Is it
She knows better than we
Is
do.
it? Are they trying to be hip? All right. Anyway, but they're basically really taking what they do as a software and really kind of making it be able to do it on all their platforms.
Mhm.
So this is huge for them because right now you can only basically do what you want with Adobe just on desktop. And this is going to be huge, especially when you see how everything's moving to tablets and cell phones. And this is, I think, going to be huge, especially for our industries. Which is going to suck to say that now we can work even more on the go.
But I think it's going to be a great addition. If you look at large creative-driven companies like Adobe, Apple, even Microsoft, when they, by default, Adobe partnering with Apple, whether it's a partnership or just because they chose those platforms, I think a lot of the creative agencies and creative videography and companies like that, agencies, they move towards Apple versus, let's say, PCs. So I think that to your point,
viruses help too.
correct. To your point, when you said the software and the cloud and everything else, they're introducing that stylus or style to be used on the Apple devices. Plus, there was a mention of a cloud network that you refer to monthly rental of the Adobe suite. I think that putting the two big giant companies together is definitely going to benefit the product.
Yeah.
In the video, though, he didn't preference that it was in iPad. His phone was clearly an iPhone.
Yeah.
But he said it could be used on any tablet device.
Yeah, I mean, there really is no other tablet device. I think all of them have created one generations.
And the great thing about it is that even though it might be cross-platform Droid and Windows phones and stuff like that, because it's a Bluetooth connection, which most modern phones have now. But I think the point that they're marketing it with an Adobe suite possible interaction, I think that's really going to be, because there's always this war between Adobe and Apple about Flash, so I don't know if there's going to be like an official partnership, but I think it could lead to something. So.
Yeah.
It's funny that you guys mentioned that you guys can use it within your industry, because I thought there was a specific niche when he was showing it from an architectural perspective.
Yeah.
So I thought that it would be cool for like kids or architects or landscape.
Well, kids, I mean, if their parents
designers.
have money to buy that stuff, but obviously.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, I guarantee you half the population in the U.S., their 5-year-olds have iPads. I've never even owned one yet, so I don't.
If it's white and shiny, people will buy it.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right, so next topic. So there's an 80s TV star, specifically Brian Robbins of Head of the Class. Don't know. Anyway, so he is the first person. DreamWorks bought his YouTube channel. So his YouTube channel, which is called Awesome TV. Awesomeness TV.
So much for not knowing anything about the topics now.
Awesomeness TV. So they basically, I guess it's YouTube clips, shows, whatever, aimed towards teenage girls. For the people that don't know Head of Class, he was behind Norbert, the Eddie Murphy movie.
Yeah.
So it's not like he left Hollywood. He was still part of like video and movies and things like that. So Disney, which DreamWorks, approached them and bought their channel for $117 million, the first YouTube channel ever sold. And that's a pretty good sell price for a YouTube channel. So it marked the first large media company who bought a channel. The price could portend a flood of money going into, basically, with YouTube now they're doing the subscriptions where people can pay to subscribe. I think you're going to start seeing where like ABC, NBC, they're going to start buying these channels that there's people that are, bona fide YouTube celebrities, that you're going to see them become more integrated with specific channels that they start purchasing. And I think that's where it's going to end up happening. It's like you're going to see ABC buy, it's already with that annoying orange, that's the name of it. That's on Cartoon Network that was originally started off on YouTube. I mean, it's already starting.
Yeah, well, I think that, with everything else that's going on, people they're avoiding commercials.
Yeah.
If you will. So they're subscribing to Hulu and things like that. Yeah. So these big networks have to find other ways to gravitate towards their viewers.
Do you think their interest is more towards the following of a particular channel?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it content, or a little bit of both?
I think it's a little bit of all three. Because obviously the worth of $117 million, he's got to get the traffic, he's got to get the numbers, and then he's got to be getting money from the advertising from the channel, from people going there. So overall, I think there's a lot of different factors that go into it, not just, he makes cool little videos for teenage girls.
Yeah, but they're pretty sophisticated videos. So the content is there. There's how-to videos. There's this, it seems like a...
But sign up, do you remember when you and Jess wanted to do do-yourself videos for YouTube? I just remembered that. I know everything you
We could have been on that channel. But they have a guy who does almost like e-news for teenage girls and things like that, and then they have different actual shows. I didn't check out the length of the shows.
It's kind of like a business channel thing.
Yeah, just like Businews. But the content,
well, a lot better, obviously.
So do you think Seth MacFarlane is going to buy the YouTube channel with a dog that skates, the bulldog now, and it's going to be one of the Family Guy movies or something?
Should.
I didn't see that.
We'll see. But he's not a network, right? So I don't think.
Well, DreamWorks is not a network. DreamWorks, I mean, obviously Disney owns it, and Disney has obviously a Disney Channel and what other channels they own.
Everything.
Yeah. But DreamWorks, I think, is more known for the movies and the animation. And so I don't know how DreamWorks is going to really take, real life. It's not animation. I've never seen anything non-animated through DreamWorks. So this is, I think, a whole new realm for them. But I think is going to be the beginning of a lot of people selling or buying YouTube channels. Because YouTube is the second visited, second search engine, but it's also one of the highest, direct, people go to YouTube before other sites. I don't remember the exact number.
So more money in Google's pocket, right?
Exactly. Everything's more money in Google's pocket. Next up, Toys R Us appeals a $20 million award in the Massachusetts slide death. So it was in Boston in 2006. I'm not going to say the person's name. Climbed on top of a 6-foot inflatable pool slide and slid down head first. She neared the bottom. The slide apparently collapsed and slammed her head on the concrete pool deck, causing fatal injuries. 5 years later, a jury awarded the family more than $20 million, finding that the slide sold by Toys R Us did not comply with federal safety standards for swimming pool slides. Lawsuit, whatever, anything. Yeah, why is it going against Toys R Us and not the company that actually made the slide?
Is it a Toys R Us company?
No, they bought it. Amazon and Toys R Us bought it from China. I don't know why. I don't know why. That's a good point.
Obviously it's a tragedy what happened, but that apart, looking at it, you can look at it from a lens of, McDonald's having to put caution hot content because somebody burned their mouth.
Or their crotch, remember that time?
Yeah. Exactly.
That lady burned her. Yeah. She put the coffee in her lap and she burned her crotch.
That's why you got the hand.
Oh, yeah.
And the Walmart got sued because somebody tried to reach the 4th rack and something fell on them and gave them a neck injury. So you can look at it from a point of that, in that direction, but you can also look at it as malfunctioning recalls. Car parts get recalled all the time, and I don't think that in the consumer retail market there's a lot of supervision necessarily and recalls, at least I hear about.
Yeah.
So.
You see recalls sometimes baby products, car seats and things like that, but it's not as often as, I think every week there's 5 different cars that I see that are on recall.
Yeah. I mean, I work for a toy company, right? And we go to great lengths to make sure that we're following, regulations, safety standards, and things like that. And it's a very good point that they're not going after the actual company that created this inflatable slide, but I guess because they purchased it from Toys R Us, and Toys R Us should have been doing their due diligence to make sure
Enforcing
that.
those regulations.
Yeah, exactly.
So the way that everything was broken down, the jury in Salem awarded the family the estate of $20.6 million in 2011, including $2.5 million in anticipated lost income for the family's career in advertising and marketing, $100,000 for pain and suffering before the death, and $18 million in punitive damages. Toys R Us argues that $18 million of it in the damages is grossly excessive, which realistically there is really no price. I mean, you can give anyone all the money in the world; it's not going to change anything.
Right.
And there's, look at that Channel E, all the people that win that lottery, the money, they're all in jail, they're all OD'd, or money doesn't really necessarily solve anything.
Right. Plus, it sounds like there may have been misuse of the slide.
Yeah.
It said something about some witness said that she had jumped or dived off the slide head first. So, I mean, really, if Toys R Us or the company that created this clearly stated on the slide,
Packaging,
do not use for this, this, and this, and then
If the parents are actually watching the kids, there's other factors that obviously, I mean, again, it's a bad situation, but there's other things outside of just the slide itself.
yeah, plus it could be wear and tear. You don't know if slide was not
Or there was
maintained.
leaking, or
not
exactly.
inflated properly,
Yeah.
fully.
Like Peter's doll. Just kidding.
I keep that in my trunk.
For the passenger lane.
Yeah. The car.
HOV.
He drives a. I'm not saying. So next up, kinetic floor generates energy from people dancing. So this is actually kind of cool. It's kind of business-ish, but I thought it was really cool to talk about. Company in Netherlands created a dance floor system that collects kinetic energy from dancers' movements and converts it into electricity. So like the floor, like the Saturday Night Fever, kind of like it's something like that where like when people are like moving around, it creates electricity. They call it sustainable dance floor tiles, and they are available for rent or sale. I don't know why.
Jeez, if they were there last Saturday, we would have lit up the whole building.
Oh my god.
Thanks, yeah.
Can I tell you I was still hungover from the wedding on Saturday on Monday night?
I'm still, my legs are sore from Dance Party USA.
Was that Taco Bell package on your front seat again?
No, that was a white yes.
So the floor drops, is it 10 millimeters?
Yep.
When being stepped on, and the small compression is enough to activate the internal generator.
So what happens
of
if
the
you're
module.
like on the heavier side?
It will produce,
More energy. Bigger the better.
I don't know if it'll spring back up.
So that's like one person dancing, but what if you're like, grinding up
Yeah,
on someone?
it didn't say anything about the weight limit, but it produces up to 35 watts of sustained output per module.
I think that on Nintendo, the Wii should partner with them and have little squares for the dancing games they have.
You should keep that to yourself, maybe, and past that.
Trademark.
Yeah, you should definitely sell that.
I'll edit that out. No.
That's good stuff right there. You actually said that on the Businews show, so we'll collaborate.
So I think this is a step forward of people thinking outside of the box of green cars, and it's really kind of taken more of like the architecture of a building. That's really, and I think a lot more people are going into that sense of, yes, like the LED lights or whatever, there's different things, but this is really a huge step forward of really doing something different to save energy costs and to save energy as a whole.
And I think the larger benefit to it is they're taking something that everyone already does and just putting it under your feet almost.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do anything extra to it.
Yeah, so if you want this in like your kitchen, you just have to dance around and make food all the time.
Excuses for why.
And if you want it in the bedroom, just make sure the bed's rocking at all times.
Well, I just think that it's really cool. It's bringing the whole concept to the forefront of people's minds. I thought it was really interesting in the article. She mentioned that we always talk about the cars and the trucks like producing all this excess gas into the world, and really large buildings are the culprits of majority of it, and we never really think about that.
Yeah.
So it's just taking the whole what did did she say something? Bringing back the natural habitat. That's the way it should.
And it's better on people's knees. It
It
gives
gives
in
a
when you
little
talk, yeah.
It makes the white boys look a lot better at dancing.
Gives it a little swagger.
I mean, it probably would have helped Saturday for sure for me.
You know what, it'll
It would
definitely
have
give
made me a life of the party. let me
It'll
tell
definitely
ya.
give you moves like Jagger.
Oh, inside jokes on this. No, oh my god.
Put it inside if you put it in the bloopers.
True. Click here to watch it. All right, Peter, thank you for coming on.
Thanks
We're
for
going to be
having
right back with For Real and about ridiculous office rules that are actually really enforced by specific companies. Dun, 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 dun. So we're back with For Real. This topic is kind of really funny. It's 17 ridiculous office rules that companies actually enforce. So I'm going to go over it real quick and then we can kind of poke fun at a couple of them. 1, no outside sodas. No bottled waters. Every email must have an explicit purpose. No moving furniture. No turning things off. No undocumented absences. No illegal beard types.
I like that one.
No facial hair at all. No unauthorized food. Absolutely no tardiness. No carrying of boxes. No hats. No popcorn.
I love that one.
Nothing that even looks like a cell phone. No more than one personal item. No casual religion references. No smoking in your own car. And that's it. That 17 is an odd number too. But so these are actually real rules for real that people actually, businesses use. I want to pull up the popcorn one because that's a little...
It's hilarious.
So, what company is this?
I don't think they don't disclose the company, but they basically banned popcorn. Not even just making popcorn, because you know some people like myself burn it in the microwave like every time, and then the whole office will stink. But they banned popcorn altogether.
Did Lego ban popcorn?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Maybe when you burn microwave number 3.
Yeah. But I mean, stuff like this happens all the time. But I just found some of these to be really funny. I work in a restaurant, and a lot of these rules would apply to something like that. You know,
Yeah.
no cell phones.
But not office. You know what I mean?
Outside
Not,
food coming into a restaurant type of atmosphere. You know, but
I mean,
an office
for no
setting?
outside food for the office, I'm like, what? So you can't bring lunch in, so you can't work while you're having lunch. You can't are they afraid that people are gonna bring like pop brownies? Like what?
I don't know.
It's like, here's a Christmas party, here's some brownies laced with LSD.
Yeah, I hope not. But some of them are pretty extreme. I mean, smoking in your car.
Yeah,
I
which
was actually talking to a guy on my way out of work today, and he said in his last job they banned. Some guy used to come in and like microwave red snapper in the microwave, so they did this thing like they outlawed red snapper. Like it's so obscure, but like you know they had to do something because this guy kept cooking his fish in the microwave at work.
Why
Pretty
would you
ridiculous.
cook fish in the microwave? Why would you cook anything in a microwave besides popcorn, if you can? The no illegal beer types. I don't even know what legal or illegal beer types is. Like, what's considered illegal beer type? This said, I used to work.
There are rules about mustache beard combos.
Well,
Huh.
yeah.
I thought a beard always had a mustache.
No.
I guess that's not true.
No. I don't think so. Do you remember when Sal used to have that little chin strap thing? Oh, Sal finally gets a call out after 120 episodes.
Anyways,
Anyway.
bottom line is, sometimes
Do you have a
it's just
ridiculous
little, like,
rule?
ridiculous.
I want to see if people are actually. If you have a ridiculous rule, send us a message under the video link, and we'll see. If any really funny ones, we'll maybe try to bring the topic back up. But
Do you have any ridiculous rules here, Al?
yeah, if you don't have fun, you're getting the F out. I'm just kidding. We don't have. I don't. We're in a. I trust them, they don't trust me thing, so whatever I say goes. It's not really, there's no rules that we have here. I mean, it's just, because for what we do, we're in and out all the time. Well, I am, and they
Yeah.
work from home sometimes, so it's not like a,
I think it just really depends on the industry, but
yeah.
I wish this article was a little bit more specific or people gave real examples because some from them, you know, I can definitely see enforcing, but others are just pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like they can't say, bless you,
Yeah,
you sneeze,
for real.
for real.
Okay, that's it. And scene. Hold on, let me clear the air.
That was pretty funny when she did that.
Yeah. Well, that was a great episode. Are you fixing
Do
your
that
hair?
again, please.
No, we're gonna continue it. Just kidding. Looks like
I
we
wait
have
till the end
hair.
of the show to fix
Oh,
my
that's
hair.
the box. I thought that was okay.
Okay.
This is our first time doing the closing.
Now that I've learned so much about Peter, we're gonna end the show.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Want to thank Peter again for coming on. Be sure to go to strictlybusiness.com to find out our social pages. Sign up for a newsletter where we'll send updates on the new episodes, and be sure to.
Send us your ridiculous office rules.
Yeah, we really want to know that because I want to enforce that here and see if they actually stick.
Probably not.
No, probably not.